Greetings. Today I want to speak to you about Neville Goddard, Abdullah, and the Kabbalah. First of all, I want to let you know that the story that Neville told you about Abdullah is actually not true. You see, as a melanated man, you're carrying the secret of the Kabbalah within you. Therefore, you will come to experience the Kabbalah. In other words, when it comes to the inner science of alchemy, it's actually an experience. That is the same thing that is encoded in the story of Jesus and Mary and the virgin birth and the so-called Christmas that they give you and the so-called death, burial, resurrection and all of these things. Okay? But because these same people who are claiming to be Kabbalists that are original, they are copycats and they're copying something that is real and will take place in a real way with a melanated man. Okay, so because he would have read Walter Silanian Walk and so on, and because he would have been a part of this secret brotherhood, which they claim to be a great white brotherhood, which makes me laugh because every time I look at the earth and I look at the soil, and that's where everybody get their food from, and that is what the sun shines upon, and it is so magnetic and electrical, okay, that it could communicate with the sun and the sun could communicate with it to feed all of humanity, okay, and it is because of that why they could build their army, build all of the ammunitions and do all of that, okay. So because of the mind game that these plantation owners, these men used to run plantation, from which Neville Goddard really come from, okay, family that used to run slave plantation, okay, because remember, the whole slave trade, okay, comes from these Ashkenazi Jews, these fake people, who call themselves Israelite and Jews and fool the world and tell them that they are the chosen ones and so on, okay. It's a stealing of identity, so you have to play the game. Okay, that's why I play back the game and them. Okay, if you get my book, The Black Mystic from Ethiopia, you see I'm making a whole joke and fun off of them. Okay, that's why many pale people, I call them pale people, right, who went and get the book and they read it, they get angry, they say, this body has low vibration. They didn't high vibration. They who want to take everybody land, they didn't high vibration. They who want to invade Venezuela and take all of the mineral and the oil. They are in high vibration. They who supporting Elon Musk and all the foolishness and the AI that gonna actually bring a lot of calamity on this planet. Okay, they are in high vibration. They who have such a close affinity to dogs and animals, they are high vibration. But I'm not a stupid melanated man. Okay, so the Kabbalah, okay, is basically a living book. Not so much of a written book. Something that you walk around. That's why a man who preached all his life since he was a little boy, who recognized I was somebody special. And he said, when I walk into the church, he couldn't preach unless I come into church. That's why at that time I was a little boy. Okay, and he started to send messages to me to tell me I was come because there's something special. But he became a very old man. Okay, and he was sick and thing. I went to see him. Okay, and when I tried to tell him what the story of Jesus is really all about and so on, he just couldn't believe me. But he said he always had a question he always live with and always want to know all his life. And what was the meaning of this flag, this Israeli flag that they call the Star of David. Okay, and all I did was put my hands on my hip. That's all I did. And that convinced him what I was saying, even though he didn't believe what I was saying. So, there's always the DNA that we have There's always certain bloodline that's connected to this whole tree, this Kabbalistic tree. Okay. It traces all the way back to Ethiopia. So Neville had to um, put this thing together, okay, and come up with this story, okay, to talk about black mystic from Ethiopia. And then they turn around and tell you that Neville is a mystic. And they turn around now and use AI and show you a black fella with a turban. I don't know if it's the fella Ford they talk about. And then they have more moving up and everything, using AI. And there's a lot of foolish people can look at it and say, yeah, look, Abdullah there. When Neville claimed that Abdullah was over 90. Okay, when he meet Abdullah. And then he even claimed and said Abdullah said they were philosophers back in China. But I could go into that and explain to you what that be, man. I already done put my hand on the sword, Yeah, man. Yeah, the sword you have to pull out. Nobody couldn't pull out that sword. If you watch movies and you read books, you know what I'm talking about. You read between the lines. Since I was a little boy, I used to find all these little books and read them. King Arthur and all of them. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I think back on my life, I wonder how I was so poor. How come I used to find them books? I used to read every little thing I put my hand on. You understand? So, my brother and my sisters, don't make Neville fool you. I'm going to continue to reveal all of the lies, show you all of the businesses they have. And it runs throughout the island, okay? I mean, these fake people, these fake Jews, who even run the media I'm on here, okay? And they could delete me, but they're not deleting me. They want to hear me. You understand what I'm saying? So they rather shadow ban me. You understand? But more you shadow ban me, you understand? The more I tap into my creativity, and the more I'm going to expose all you. So, you understand? You either relax yourself, you understand, and let me use social media like everybody else, okay? And be rewarded like how I supposed to be rewarded, just like anybody else, okay? But if you want to play, you want to do things, you can't do shit to me, okay? Because first of all, let me say this. I'm not afraid of anything, including death. Death is inevitable. It's a part of life. Once you have out-of-body experience, once you bust your conch chakra, once you change form, once you become immortal, you can't kill an immortal man. They could remove the physical presence from here. Okay, that's why they say, oh, they will send Maduro to a maker. They want to make the world believe there's some maker. No, Maduro more than father had sex. Okay? So, my brother and my sisters, the Kabbalah is not what they really trying to make you think it is. Okay, we are the rightful rulers. Okay, and there's no army and no ammunition that could stop a tsunami. No army could stop a tsunami. No army could stop a very, very powerful earthquake. No army could stop that. That's why when you get an awakening experience, you think you're experiencing all of that. The earth, the wind, the water, the fire. You experience the volcanic eruption within you. You experience the great earthquake within you, the mighty shaking. These things in book that Neville Goddard reading, and that's why Neville Goddard was trying to take back these things and be 100% specific about the exact time and so on, and put it back in the Bible to come to tell you that the white man is God and the black man is his slave. He's Abdullah. Abdullah means servant. You servant of God. And they playing the game, you understand? A servant and master. And that is the game of life. Master is up here and servant is down here. Your body is a slave to the mind. You understand? So he coming and telling you, oh, Bible is mind science and so on and all of that, and make you think that he bringing knowledge to you and he's just some teacher and he's some rabbi and he's some mystic. No, he's a fake mystic. You have a real mystic standing right here. You understand? That's why Neville and a hurting people feeling. No, in a machine nobody can. People embrace the man, people believe the man, bring church to them. Oh, I manifest so much with Neville. You've been manifesting all the time. It's just like you've been manifesting unconsciously. You understand what I'm saying? So, my brother and my sisters, as a melanated person, don't bite the beat and swallow the hook, line, and sinker and so on. You get caught, man. Don't make that check you. Okay? And they keep passing down from one business. Each business, when they set up business, they pass it down from generation to generation to generation to generation to generation to generation. We have to do the same thing too. We're taking back everything, Everything coming back to me. It's just a matter of time. Everything coming back to me. They know everything coming back to you. So what they're doing, they're trying to bring a little piece of thing to because here what happened, you've been impoverished for so long. You have such a lack of scarcity mindset. Why you think a lot of people make video talk about how much YouTube pay me? What you people them? African people. Africa is the richest continent. And these people for a little penny. Oh, but YouTube pay me. I don't give a fuck about YouTube and how much they want to pay from how much they want to pay. I talk the truth. And that's how I feel good. I feel good too. That's what I written a book called what? Your mood is your fortune. Why you think man just give away all of their money before they die? There are billions and this and that. Huh? So they could die with a good conscience. You understand? I want to have a good conscience, so I can't hide Neville Goddard life for views and all of those kind of things. I can't sell my soul for paper. Money, paper. Okay? In the physical realm. But money, the true value and the real money, is a currency. It has to do with the psyche, your mentality is a living, flowing currency within you. Okay? That's the same thing that will change you from mortal to immortality. Yeah, and the more melanin you have, is the more you can have these kind of mystical experience and transcendency. So don't make Neville fool you, okay? Neville is a liar, has always been a liar, will always be a liar, will continue to be a liar, okay? But when he say Abdullah, see, they were back in China 1,000 years ago. This thing is more spiritual than people think it is. This is not about the law. This is about self-realization. This is about an awakened man. Okay? So, they're actually blocking you and distracting you from receiving your own mystics and messengers and prophets and your own Christ-conscious men and women who come before you. They've been doing it for years. They use what information because why they study you. Intellect. You love intellect. You see a black woman like that. Oh, I have a degree. This, that. Woman, better put a cloth to your head. You get some common sense. What your degree could do. How much business you want and all of that and that. That mean shit. They impressing nobody. Get into your femininity. You understand? They weaponize black women and all kind of thing. You see, I could go on and on and on and on, but my brother and my sisters, don't get caught up with the Neville Goddard fan thing and the Neville Goddard they call it gravy train and the Neville Goddard narrative and this and that. Neville Goddard is no mystic, man. A real mystic. Neville Goddard is a mistake. It's a mistake. Okay? They remove Wikipedia and put it back because they don't want much people no concern in the brotherhood that he was a part of. We get all of this information from. They've been passing down secrets for so many years. Passing around these secrets. And your own brothers that look like you, they've been selling you out. The new horse slaves, you call them. For what? $1. So my brother and my sister, I can go on and on and have a come close here. I want to thank you very much for listening to me. I want to say to you, if what I'm saying, if it makes sense to you, if it really resonates with you and you have a subscriber, and definitely encourage you to subscribe, like, comment, to share this video. Also encourage you to support my work, go and get my books. The links are down below. You go book a one-on-one with me if you choose to. You can become a part of my Free Thinkers and Seekers University. Go there and listen to some of the masterclass that I would have done. Also, you can tap into my Patreon community and you can have access to the inner sound science and technology to create your reality consciousness, and you can listen to those videos to help you and your spiritual journey. But whatsoever is your desire, I'm encouraging you to check out all of the links that are down below, and I'm encouraging you to support your brother. Stand with your brother. Okay? Together. Okay? We stand. But divided, we will fall. So, with that being said, I want to say peace. Love you all. I'm out.